Good Sunday morning, PCS Nation family at the mighty Bronx River. I am on a different rock at a different spot north of the bridge this time for a rather disconcerting reason, which is I went over on the other side of the bridge there to sit on my normal rock that I always sit on here in my happy place at the mighty Bronx River. And about 3 feet out into the river, caught between two rocks, was a little drowned baby fox. And it was just there between the rocks, and it was kind of beat up and battered, and it just obviously was creepy and kind of gross unto itself, and just not a way to say good morning to my PCS family. It was uncomfortable in that respect, but it got even a little weirder for me because it had a little, like, I wonder if the NSA like planted this here for me vibe to it, similar to like a severed horse head in Jack Walsh's bed in The Godfather. Like Oddbrain just took me right there, and like I wonder if this is like here on purpose. So in any case, we let that shit roll right off. I just got up and relocated to a different spot and just walked away from that awful way to say good morning on a lovely, if a little annoyingly chilly Sunday morning out here in outer Whitelandia. Sorry for the drowned fox, but I didn't think that's anything y'all wanted to see, and I don't think there was any way I could have done this without like really, it was right there. It was kind of gross. Anyway, we're off and running. Sunday, half day weekend mode, slinging screws to some little old ladies out here. And I'll tell you two things, if I remember the second thing, because it's fucking Sunday and I'm not like big on remembering short term. One thing I noticed going into this weekend though was a shift in the narrative, just a slight one, just a little tactical one by the left, and then all of a sudden they started chirping on Twitter and on Facebook and anywhere you may roam that you shouldn't say anything about Alvin Bragg, you shouldn't attack Alvin Bragg, you shouldn't attack the indictments, you MAGA Republican spawn of Satan, orange man loving people, you shouldn't be attacking Alvin Bragg because you don't know what's in the indictment. Right. That's just like, to me, immediately it came to my head, that's just the unhinged taking a weekend off from this and just kind of putting it on pause for a minute, because obviously, technically speaking, we don't know what's in this sealed indictment. Neither do you. Neither do the people who've been going after this man for 7 years have ever known anything that's in any sealed indictment. They attack him anyway, but that's neither here nor there. It just occurred to me that that's the unhinged left taking a pause and saying, you know what, we're going to take the weekend off from this. I'm just going to put this is the approved unhinged leftism for dummies talking point about this, so we can take the weekend off. You don't know anything about what's in that sealed indictment, so you shouldn't attack the man. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know how they are and how annoying they are. And that's all fine, except I know what's in the fucking indictment. There's 34 counts. 32 of them are going to be slightly different worded variations of the fucking fairy dust indictment charge that this fucking idiot's trying to bring, to give him 32 out of 34 opportunities to get a guilty conviction on one of those things somehow related to a 5-year-old, 7-year-old misdemeanor with a 5-year-old expired statute of limitations on it, lamentations on it, whatever the fuck it is. And then there's going to be like a count of jaywalking, and then there'll be a count of Trump parked his limousine 12 inches away from the curb in Manhattan, and the law says you're supposed to park within 6 inches of the curb. There's going to be like, that's going to be one of the 34 charges, and that'll be in there. So this is just a theory. This is just, it could be anything. It could be anything. This is just an odd-brain G-World theory. When it comes to trial, they're obviously not going to find this man guilty of the 32 reworded bullshit counts of the fairy dust charge. But maybe, just because they're there and that's what they do in the New York court, maybe on the jaywalking charge or on the charge of Trump parking his limousine too far away from the curb in violation of local ordinances in Manhattan, they'll find them guilty so they can get a guilty charge. They'll fine them $500 or something like that. They'll give them a ticket. But the thing about it is, you stretch this trial out. You stretch this whole thing out until you get that like a couple of months before the 2024 election. And then you spring it, and then you only hit them like with a fine or community service. And the unhinged left, low-function dumbwits all fucking lose their marbles and get energized going into the 2024 keep the bad orange man out of the White House election. It's just a strategy. It's just like, maybe that's what I would do if I was Alvin Bragg. Maybe that's how I'd play it. Bullshit charges. You know you're not going to get a conviction, but stick a couple into that sealed envelope that you could probably get when the jaywalking charge, you could probably prove maybe whatever, $500 fine for jaywalking. I don't even know what the fine is for jaywalking in the city. You get the charge, you say you did your job. The unhinged left who doesn't know shit about the legal system, just likes to talk, says, oh, what do you mean you only fined him $500? Why aren't you executing him? And loses their shit and gets energized to vote against him and drag him down going into the next election. It's babbling nonsense. It's G-World, odd brain, fucking just hypotheticalizing about what might happen on a Sunday morning. So give it no regard. Just laugh at it. That's all I'm doing. And I totally don't remember what the other thing... Oh, I do remember what the other thing was. It just occurred to me on a Sunday morning that obviously one of the... you're going to immediately... Trump's lawyers are going to file to dismiss the case for 100 different reasons, and that shit's all going to get rejected. And all that, procedural shit's going to get rejected. I ask you to raise... I'm not even religious, okay? I'm like a devout agnostic. But today, Sunday, April 2nd, 2023, as I sit here on a boulder at the mighty Bronx River, I'm asking you to raise your voices in prayer to whoever you pray to for your pal Glenn, that Trump's lawyers file for a change of venue on this case, because obviously Donald Trump is not going to get a fair trial in Manhattan, where 97.632% of the meatheads down there voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. And that's really what this is all about anyway. I'm asking you to raise your voices in prayer for your pal Glenn, that Trump's lawyers file for a change of venue. The judge grants it and changes the venue to the White Plains Federal Courthouse, which is less than a quarter of a mile from PCS Nation headquarters in New York. Grant me this prayer. Grant me this prayer. Bring that shit where I can go and watch it every morning and every night and on my early days. And if there's a day, let me just be there with my camera and with my odd brain and with my fucking feelings about this whole thing, to see it every day and bring it to you guys. That's all I ask today. I don't ask for much. I also ask for people to subscribe to PCS Nation, because shit's getting fucking sketchy, but that's a whole nother world. But that's what I ask of you guys today. Everybody say a prayer for me that they file for a change of venue for the Trump trial, and they change it to the White Plains Federal Courthouse right by my house, and I can be there and watch it and bring it to you. And with that said, I'm done. I'm getting ready to go in and sling some screws and have some fun and just, I don't know what the fuck else. And we're going to have a great day today. And I hope you guys have a great day today. It's April 2nd. I hope nobody's got 3 feet of snow coming or anything like that. It's freezing here. It was 70 yesterday. It's fucking 30 now. But I'm not going to bitch about that. I do that every week anyway. Whatever. Everybody get out there and sling screws, kick ass, make lefties cry, keep your heads up, keep breathing, keep moving forward in any order that makes you happy. Have a wonderful day. I love you and thank you for your support here on PCS Nation on Substack. Get out there and let them know. Get out there and let them know. Out.